Om Sri Ganeshaya Namah. Jai Shri Ram. Trinidad, Tobago ki Jai. Namaskar to our first peoples and indeed all communities of Trinidad and Tobago. As in the life of every entity, there comes a moment in a nation's history that demands a rallying together. Today, we are faced by the collective threat of COVID-19. Be afraid. Be very afraid. For to survive, we have to collectively discipline ourselves in an abiding mutuality by observing the COVID protocols. So too, we have to become concerned about the quality and the health of our citizenship. So, be concerned, be very, very concerned. Varsha Patipada Sansad, VPS, is an umbrella organization formed in 2011. We gather annually to clarify issues and to prescribe community action based on the Shastras and on Dharma. Present circumstances call for VPS to widen its mandate into the area of our national health. Today, as we commemorate our nation's 50th anniversary of independence, Varsha Pratipada Sansad is moved to launch National Yajna of Enlightened Citizenship. It will continue with messages daily on social media until Republic Day, September 24th, with another national event. Today's offering consists of Havan Yajna, Dharmik and national songs, and Ramayana Chaupai. And most important of all, the Margadarshan, the unfolding of the vision of enlightened citizenship by Puja Swami Prakashananda Ji, head of Varsha Patipada Sansad. So stay with us for the following hour. Jai Shri Ram.
Forged from the love of liberty, in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race finds an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Namaskar, everyone. I know many of you who are viewing and following this program with us this morning, you might be very familiar with Havan, our sacred fire ritual. But before we proceed, I just want to make 2 quick points on this act of worship and self-surrender. Havan is not just an aspect of Yajna. It is Yajna, and Yajna is about self-sacrifice. This is quite relevant at this time because this is the critical need during this COVID-19 pandemic. Our nation needs us to act selflessly, responsibly, and to make the necessary sacrifices where it is required. Further, Havan is about a discipline, and this discipline should carry through in all our actions. This is what enlightened citizenship is about, And this is what Havan and Yajna should instill in all of us. It is our hope that by participating in and even witnessing this Havan, you will be motivated to walk that noble path that will be beneficial to not just you, but to everyone. The second point about Havan is the purifying potency inherent. It has an immediate effect on the yajman, on the shrotas, those who are listening and those who are leading, as well as the environment. Because of the energies and the antibacterial agents, it disseminates into the air. The samagri, the special blend of herbal roots, leaves, grains, and spices mixed with the pure ghee is converted into fragrant and healing aromas. This, along with the vibration of the mantras, create a soothing and revitalizing energy that we all need at this time. Additionally, wherever Havan is performed, that place becomes sanctified. And this is our fervent wish this morning, that the blessing of Havan will purify, sanctify, and heal our beautiful nation and motivate all of us to aspire towards enlightened citizenship. Let us engage ourselves fully and allow the immediate to take us to the ultimate. I invite you to be ready for your Havan. We hope that you have kept everything ready. The tradition is to always begin with purification mantras. Bhavani ji or Shrota will now come near to the bedi. Take flowers. Take your lota with the mango leaf, or if you have a spoon, some of you use a spoon. We will do the purification mantras. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvashtangato apiva yasmare pundari kaksham sabahya bhyantaram suchihi harihi om. Offer. Wash hands. Om Sri Hasta Prakshalanam Samarpayami. Take water for sipping. Om Amrito Pastar Namasi Swaha. Om Amrita Pidha Namasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yashaha Sri Mai Sri Swayatam Swaha. Wash hands. Take the mango leaf. We bless the seat. Om Prithvi Tvayadrita Loka Devi Tvam Vishnunadrita Tvam Chadharya Mam Devi Pavitrang Kurucha Asanam. Put the mango leaf there, be seated. Now this is a Havan that is about enlightened citizenship. And we are doing a special sankalp that was written by Puja Swami Prakashananda. So I invite you to take some rice grains and some flowers for the sankalpa. Om Mamo Pata Samasta Duritakshaya Dwara Asmin Shubha Muhurte Asmakam Deshe Prabuddha Rastrika Paratartham Jananam Niramayat Artham Deshasya Unatyartham Cha Idam Havanam Karishyamahe. At this very auspicious time in our country, we take this sankalp, this firm resolution to perform Havan, ritual offerings for the encouragement of enlightened citizenship, for the upliftment of our country and the health of our citizens by the destruction of all accumulated negative tendencies. Make your offering on the bedi. We will now do a special Vedi Sthapan. Please touch the bedi with both hands, and I want to share with you what is being chanted in this, our national yajna for enlightened citizenship. The Vedi Sthapana, as it's the ritual to establish the space for worship, and this is being done through a special mantra from the Rig Veda. It is reminding us that this Vedi alone is not our space of worship. This Vedi extends beyond these limits to the whole nation and even further to the entire creation in a limitless embrace. Wherever I am located, wherever I am centered, that nabhi, that navel, that energy source, I must see every action of mine as a sacred offering that I am charhawing to this land. As the inspirational verse is being chanted, please take your lota of water and you can chirke the Vedi with the water, also rice grains, and of course we will touch our forehead to this Vedi as we surrender to this earth and to this entire creation. Take the lota. Iyam Vedi paro antaha prithivya ayam yajno bhuvanasya nabhi ayam yajno bhuvanasya nabhi krinvantu vishvamaryam krinvantu vishvamaryam krinvantu vishvamaryam krinvantu vishvamaryam. This land is my altar, I am the salt. I pledge myself and soul, my head and heart and hand, for this my beloved land. Trinidad or Tobago, Desh ki
Jai.
Now we offer salutations to Bhagwan Ganesh. You can take a pan leaf, take some rice grains, take flowers, and take the durva, doob grass. Of course, this is the morning when Ganesh Utsav is coming to a close, and we honor and praise and surrender to Bhagwan Ganesh to help us to overcome all the obstacles that may be in front of us. And we pray for Bhagwan's blessings for all our citizens and for our nation. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Gajananam Bhuta Ganadi Sevitam Kapitta Jambhu Palasara Bhakshanam Umasutam Shoka Vinashakaranam Namami Viganeshwara Pada Pankajam. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Light your diya. You should have kept the diya ready with the oil and wick. Om Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi Bhukti Mukti Pradayani Mantra Murti Sada Devi Mahalakshmi Namostute. Take a chandan. We offer fragrances to honor Bhagwan. Chandan. Om Sri Khanda Chandanam Divyam Gandharyam Sumanoharam Vilepanam Surasreshtaha Sri Khanda Chandanam Prati Grahyatam. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Offer the essence. Gandha. Om Gandha Dwaram Dudadhar Sham Nitya Pushtang Karishinim Ishwarigam Sarvabhutanam Tami Ho Pahvaye Shriyam. Om Sri Sugandham Samarpayami. Take up a nice handful of flowers. Om Malikari Sugandhini Mala Ityadini Vai Prabhu Maya Hritani Pujartham. Om Sri Pushpanim Prati Grahyatam. Take your Naivedya offering, the laddu, fruits and so on that you would have prepared. Make sure that you have kept flowers and the durva, and of course we do achman before the offering. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha iti Naivedya achmaniyam samarpayami. We hold the Naivedya, representing the bringing, the harvesting of the best as our special offering. It is symbolic of what we are supposed to be giving of ourselves. Om Ghrita Pakwang Havishanam Payasam Cha Sharkara Nana Vidham Cha Naivedya Om Sri Ganeshaya Me Prati Grahyatam Iti Naivedyam Samarpayami Om Ekadantaya Namaha Om Vakratundaya Namaha Om Sumukhaya Namaha. You can put a pan leaf if you have. You can take all the flowers and of course one laddu offering for Bhagwan Ganesh. And when we make the food offering, we offer Achman. Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha Iti Naivedya Achmaniyam Samarpayami Harihi Om. We'll organize now for the fire ritual, and I want to remind you that we have simplified the Havan so that you are able to manage it well at home. So we are going to invoke the presence of Agni Devta. Om Shri Agnaye Namaha Awahayami Sthapayami Dhyayami Harihi Om. Offer flowers at the base of the Havan Kund. We salute Agni Devta. Om Sri Agnaye Namaha Harihi Om. Offer Achman. Om Sri Agnaye Namaha Iti Achmaniyam Samarpayami Harihi Om. So take the Havan Samagri that you have, and of course we are offering a little at a time. It is just about 21 mantras that we are doing this morning, and I want to invite you to join. After we make each offering, we are going to chant Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Remember, this is a Yajna for enlightened citizenship. This is a special dedication and offering to our beloved nation, to all our citizens on this day of independence. So when we honor each deity and we surrender ourselves, we are also chanting, we are making this offering Idam Rashtraya, for the welfare of the nation, not only for myself. So our first offering to Agni. And please all join in the Swaha and Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Shri Agnaye Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Namo Narayanaya Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Sri Paramatmane Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Jagadambikayai Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Ham Hanumate Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Sita Ramabhyan Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Radha Krishna Bhyan Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Uma Maheshwara Bhyan Namaha Swaha Idam Rashtraya Idam Namama. Om Lakshmi Narayana Bhyan Namaha Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Sri Kalasya Devtabhyo namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Sri Navgraha Devtabhyo namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Sri Panchpala Devtabhyo namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Sri Dasdikpala Devtabhyo namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Suryaya namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. We chant the Gayatri mantra 3 times together. Om Bhurvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyoyo Naha Prachodayat. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Bhurvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyoyo Naha Prachodayat. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Bhurvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyoyo Naha Prachodayat. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. For all Devis and Devatas, all forms, all energies that we have not identified by name, we make 3 offerings. Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. Om Sarvebhyo Devebhyo Namaha. Swaha idam rashtraya idam namama. And before we stand for Purnahuti, we will make 1 offering in the name of all our ancestors. And we chant Swadha for this offering. Om Purana Pitribhyo Namaha. Swadha idam rashtraya idam namama. Now please stand. All those who are present there with you, everyone should stand for the Purnahuti offering. And I hope if you have kept the supari, the tambul, you take the supari with you. So everything that you have, you will take it now for this final offering. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagum Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagum Swaha. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagum Swaha. Offer Achman. Om Sri Agnaye Namaha iti Achmaniyam samarpayami. Harihi Om. We surrender to the fire. And we are saying we don't really know how to worship, but we have tried. And we ask your grace and blessing in an act of total surrender. May the blessing of Havan of Yajna go in all directions and be with everyone. Om mantrahinam kriyahinam bhaktihinam janardana yat pujitam maya deva paripurnam tarastu me. Harihi Om. And we'll do a simple arati to close our Havan. Om na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyato bhati kuto yamagnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. Om yani kani cha papani janmantar kritani cha tani tani vinashyanti pradakshinam pade pade pradakshinam pade pade. Harihi Om. Bolye Gajanan Swami ki jai. Trinidad or Tobago Desh ki jai.
Jai Shri Ram. Bhagwan Shri Ramchandra ji was returning home after 14 years of exile. But he held no ill feelings against his country of birth, Ayodhya. Even though he was treated unfairly and was exiled for 14 years. Seeing Ayodhya from a distance, Bhagwan Shri Ramchandra ji exclaimed to Sita Maiya, "Behold my Ayodhya. Here one enjoys all earthly joys, spiritual upliftment and freedom from rebirth. This underlines the dharmic or spiritual nature of unreserved service to one's nation." This is what Bhagwan Shri Ramchandra ji had to say. Shri Ram Jai 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 Rama, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama. Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Jai Rama. सुनी देखूं अवधपुरी अति पावनी, पुरी अति पावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी। सुनी देखूं अवधपुरी अति पावनी, पुरी अति पावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी। सुनी देखूं अवधपुरी अति पावनी, सुनी देखूं अवधपुरी अति पावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी। रोग न सावनी रामा, रोग न सावनी, रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी। सुनी देखूं अवधपुरी अति पावनी, पुरी अति पावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी। सुनी देखूं अवधपुरी अति पावनी, सुनी देखूं अवधपुरी अति पावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी। रोग न सावनी रामा, रोग न सावनी, रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी, त्रिविध ताप भव रोग न सावनी। जय श्री राम। ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः, शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा, शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः, शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो, त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि, त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि, ऋतं वदिष्यामि, सत्यं वदिष्यामि। तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु, अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ शिष्यानुशासनम्। ॐ वेदमनुच्याचार्योऽन्ते वासिनम् अनुशास्ति। सत्यं वद धर्मं चर, स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः। आचार्याय प्रियं धनम् आहृत्य प्रजातन्तुं मा व्यवच्छेत्सेः। सत्यान्न प्रमदितव्यम्, धर्मान्न प्रमदितव्यं कुशलान्न प्रमदितव्यं भूत्यैन प्रमदितव्यं स्वाध्याय प्रवचनाभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं देवपितृकार्याभ्यां न प्रमदितव्यं मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव यान्यनवद्यानि कर्माणि तानि सेवितव्यानि नो इतराणि यान्यस्माकं सुचरितानि तानि त्वयोपास्यानि नो इतराणि ये के चास्मच्छ्रेयागंसो ब्राह्मणाः तेषां त्वयासनेन प्रश्वसितव्यं श्रद्धया देयम् अश्रद्धया देयम् श्रिया देयम् ह्रिया देयम् धिया देयम् संविदा देयम् अथ यदि ते कर्म विचिकित्सा वा वृत्त विचिकित्सा वा स्यात् ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ताः अलूक्षा धर्म कामा स्युः यथा ते तत्र वर्तेरन् तथा तत्र वर्तेथाः अथाभ्य आख्यातेषु ये तत्र ब्राह्मणाः सम्मर्षिणः युक्ता अयुक्ताः अलूक्षा धर्म कामा स्युः यथा ते तेषु वर्तेरन् तथा तेषु वर्तेथाः एष आदेशः एष उपदेशः एषा वेदोपनिषत् एतद् अनुशासनम् एवमुपासितव्यम् एवमुच्चैतद् उपास्यम् ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतम् अवादिशं सत्यम् अवादिशं तन्माम् आवीत् तद्वक्तारमावीत् आवीन्माम् आवीद् वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः.
Our topic today is enlightened citizenship. Enlightened citizenship is nothing less than the strict application of dharma by each citizen to the demands of his personal life and the demands of the welfare of the nation. Application of dharma doesn't simply mean following the do's and don'ts as laid down by law. Application of dharma requires an understanding of the interconnectedness of all of us. Us includes the entire earth, which is a living entity and which is our mother as well. This interconnectedness is borne out in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Sutre Manigana Eva in the 7th chapter. The Gita Sutra means that the same divine principle connects all of us intimately. It is a bond which is already established and it only needs to be realized and infused into national life. Any noteworthy or meaningful contribution to national life requires a realization of this fact of our interconnectedness. The accompanying phrase in the verse is even more instructive. It says, Mai sarvamidam protam. We are all woven out of the same material. It is true that the entire earth is one composite whole, but this does not conflict with the lofty ideal of patriotism to Trinidad and Tobago. Patriotism has always been a recurring ideal in Sanatan Dharma. Rama demonstrated the utmost loyalty to Ayodhya on his return. Mama Puri Suhavani, he said in the Ramcharitamanas. Here is my beautiful Ayodhya. This is just after having relinquished the golden city of Lanka. He speaks to Lakshmana in the Valmiki Ramayana. Api Swarnamayi Lanka Name Lakshmana Rochate Janani Janma Bhumischa Swargadapi Gariyasi. Lakshmana, even the golden Lanka does not appeal to me. Mother and motherland are superior even to Swarga or heaven. Now, with regard to moksha or enlightenment, Hindu scriptures are designed to lead to moksha. The interesting point to be noted here is, as a Hindu, serving the world is a prerequisite for moksha. Yuga Purusha, Swami Vivekananda said, Atmano mokshartham, but Jagathitaya cha. Moksha will come, yes, but through service to the nation, which includes, of course, the Prakriti or nature. If the understanding of the interconnectedness is not there, my work becomes mere burdensome and slavish labor. If the understanding of interconnectedness of all beings and things is there, then my service is liberating and bears irreversible benefit to humanity. Therefore, enlightened citizenship necessitates an understanding of my unbreakable bond to my country, countrymen, and my surroundings. This will provide the required impetus to seek the welfare of my nation. Service to the nation, people of the nation, is such a prepondering idea in Sanatana Dharma that the Gita gives a name to such a person. He's called a Sarva Bhuta Hiterataha, the one who revels in serving all beings and things. With regard to the topic of patriotism, nothing is wrong with a blind patriotism. We start there, but we aim for an enlightened patriotism by realizing my connection to my birthplace. When Rama states, Janani Janma Bhumi Cha, he means to say that the land of my birth is my mother as well. Who does not have love and allegiance to his mother? He who realizes his indelible bond to his motherland is well on his way to enlightened citizenship. Now you may have been witnessing the Yajna, which we are all doing. And let me tell you a little bit about this Yajna. Yajna, in our scriptures, is a sacrifice made by a few for the benefit of all. This is called sacrifice or Yajna. The tradition makes it mandatory for all people to perform Yajnas. The Panchamaha Yajna is well known in the Vedas. Sacrifice to the Vedas, the gods, the Pitris, the Bhutas, means the nature and creatures, and to human beings. Yajna is based on the highly enlightened concept of Parasparam Bhavayantaha of the Bhagavad Gita. I serve the greater good, and the greater good serves me. This is Yajna. The Gita concludes that he who receives the benefit of the nation or the greater good and does not himself sacrifice for the nation is verily a thief. Stena eva saha, in the 3rd chapter. The Yajna we are presently engaged in is one such effort, seeking the welfare of Trinidad and Tobago. This national Yajna is the practical way to give meaning to our aspiration of service to the nation. We want the sacred mantras to reverberate throughout the length and breadth of the land and infuse in all the love for nation and for all creatures. We want the smoke from the Havan to carry the resonance of the sacred chants, to mix with the elements and to rain prosperity on all. We want the people of our nation to be lifted to the lofty heights of being enlightened citizens by an understanding that leads to a higher vision of self and of nation. You may all have been witnessing the social issues that have been plaguing our nation recently. We have experienced the war of words between the dominant races. It is clear that such outbursts result from the absence of enlightenment in the citizenry. There is clear evidence of a self-centeredness that has been eroding the foundations of our burgeoning nation, even from its inception. Enlightened citizenship requires this self-centeredness to be converted into a self, capital S, centeredness, where the self, capital S, is seen as the connecting link, the common thread that ties all beings and things. It is the panacea for corruption, nepotism, racism, and all the social ills that plague our nation. You have also been witnessing this pandemic, which is before us. Before I close, let me remind everyone that we are in the midst of this great pandemic, and it behoves all of us to seek the welfare of the nation by making sure that you do not jeopardize the health and well-being of others and yourself by not wearing masks, washing hands, and refraining from congregating. We also would wish a speedy recovery for all those who have been affected by this COVID-19. Trinidad और Tobago की जय.
सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा इसकी हरियाली बनी रहे इसकी खुशहाली बनी रहे ओ दूर सकल अंधियारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा कन कन में है संगीत भरा हर गति में है नवगीत भरा हर जीवन है उजियारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सब ही स्वतंत्र सब ही समान हिंदू ईसाई मुसलमान यह देश सभी का प्यारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा कहती है सागर की लहरें जो पल भर कभी नहीं ठहरे पाते हैं वही किनारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा हर मन में हो कल्याण भाव आदेश न आए भेद भाव चमके बन कर ध्रुव तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा सबकी आंखों का तारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा Trinidad Tobago प्यारा
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
अब श्रोतागण सभी को हार्दिक धन्यवाद. Thank you for lending your ear. And now we ask for your sankalp, your resolve. That resolve that reflects your commitment to enlightened citizenship in Trinidad and Tobago. And join us on Republic Day, September 24th. May Bhagwan bless our nation. As I leave, and as we all leave, here is a local story of enlightened citizenship. Sadhika Jagesar was 17 yesterday, a young lady of the community. She lived in a single-parent home until her mother died last year. The family has since dispersed. In spite of her challenges, she had promised herself to give her first pint of blood. Yes, her first pint of blood yesterday. She did so on her birthday. Sadhika has shown the way. What about you? And yes, what about me too? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.